Close that. No, I'm doing this now.
I know. I'm looking
Okay,
for
ready?
a color.
Here we go.
This is Fitzgerald. Are you here with us?
Hi, this is Neal with Graveside Paranormal Tours, gravesideparanormal.com, Graveside Paranormal on YouTube. How's everybody liking the tour tonight? Adam, are you here? Talk to us.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Neal with Graveside Paranormal Presents Spirits by the Graveside live tonight on Facebook Live. We have started a new format. Steve, our genius, Egon, has put together a really cool thing called StreamYard. Am I correct on the word, Steve?
And we are using StreamYard to broadcast now. That is
So
correct.
what we're doing is we're trying to do a new thing with the StreamYard to see if this is how we're going to do our shows from here on out. We are going to still do some recorded shows, but a lot of times we're going to try to do that live show. One thing, Steve, I want to welcome you on today, as usual. Steve, Egon Lineweber is here with us tonight.
Hey, everybody.
My business partner on Graveside Paranormal. Steve, did you know I just got back from Tennessee?
You just got back from, yeah, you were telling me you went.
Yes. So I have an interesting story. Just so people know, my whole life is not engulfed in just paranormal. Okay, I have a lot of interests that are out there. It is one of my big things. Yes, of course. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. But so I went with me and my wife. We went to Tennessee, and it was very nice up in the mountains. We stayed at our the timeshare that we have. And it was very weird on the last night that we were there, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird. I went to bed. I set my alarm for 5 o'clock. It's about a 9.5 hour drive back home. And so I set my alarm for 5 a.m. and I know my phone was at 100%.
Mm.
True story. The thing is that I fell asleep and I had this very vivid dream of being like in an asylum or like a homeless shelter. And I was with this guy who's looking for his daughters. And I'm like, what is going on here? And when I say vivid, you see the sheets on the beds, and I could make out that one of the sheets was unicorns, and they were colored, it was really weird. And then I could see meal trays, food trays with like beans on them, and like there was some potatoes left on them. When I say this was very vivid, it's a weird dream. But I had a feeling of familiarity with it. Like I was there before, but I've noticed also in certain dreams, you also get that feeling. So I woke up before 5 o'clock and I looked at my phone, and it was only, I went to bed at midnight. So it was at 100%. It was down to 8%.
Wow.
What drained my battery like that? I'd love to know if people want to send in something, Neal at gravesideparanormal.com. That's Neal at gravesideparanormal.com. Have you ever experienced anything like that? We're going to put out a phone line a little bit later. If you want to call in and talk to me about that, that would be great. But before we really get started, this is known as Spirits by the Graveside, is it not, Steve?
It is.
Oh,
Spirits
it
by the
is.
Graveside.
All right, everybody grab your favorite drink. It is Friday night. I'm grabbing mine. It's Bud Light tonight. What do you got, Steve?
Screwball.
So you gonna drink that whole thing, Steve?
I'm gonna drink this, yes. And again, my mom watches this show. So, Mom, this is non-alcoholic. It's vegan. and it tastes like peanut butter.
I've had it. Yeah, my daughter bought it. It's actually very, very good. Are we starting to get comments at all? Because I think you see it on your side.
I do.
Oh, good. Is everybody able to? If you're able to hear us, okay? Because I can't see it on my side because Steve's in charge of the studio. So,
hi, Kylie.
Thumbs up. Open up your pop your top. Have yourself a sip. Welcome to the new Spirits by the Graveside. Oh my God, look at him. Oh my God, if that thing's empty at the end of the day, all right, let's watch him. Hold on, let's watch him.
Just a sip.
Just a sip. All right, take it up.
Hold on. Gotta close it up. No one to evaporate.
Close that up, Steve. Come on now.
You are what you drink.
You are. Are you ready?
Yep. Cheers.
Happy 4th of July to everybody.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence
America.
Day. America. All right. So into the news. We're going to start out with the news today. From NPR News.
Hold on. Wait, we got a whole new system. So
got a whole new system. Well, just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, we're working through a new system here.
Here we go. Say it.
Go.
Ready for the news?
From NPR News, a lobster diver in Cape Cod says a humpback whale scooped him up and spat him out on June 12, 2021. Michael Packard says he was trapped in a whale's mouth for 30 to 40 seconds before it tossed him back into the water. Can you imagine that, Steve?
Wow.
Being scooped up by a whale. You're out there doing lobster diving, and out of nowhere, this big whale comes up, and like Jonah, you get put in the mouth of a whale. And you're thinking, oh, it's done. I'm over. I'm going to die. It's going to happen. I mean, what would be your thoughts on something like that, Steve?
I mean, first off, like, wouldn't you see the whale coming? Maybe not.
I don't know.
But if you end up in the mouth of a whale, it's got to be a bizarre experience, right?
Oh, it's got to smell.
It's got to smell like, well, I won't say, but fish, like fish and krill. It spit him out. You know what? I'd rather be blown out the blowhole. That would be cool.
Well, that's what happened to Jonah.
Yeah, but
that's what happened to Jonah in the
this just spit him out.
Did it? No, I thought he went to the blow. Or was that was Pinocchio? That was Pinocchio.
Okay.
That was Pinocchio. All right. Sorry. I am a dork. I pay attention to a lot of stupid stories. So that's a very interesting story. Very scary story for that person. Being in there for 30, 40 seconds, it probably in that person's mind was felt like an hour, a lifetime. So moving on to the next news from sky.com. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, just about a little over about a week and a half ago, it was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Now, here's a funny thing. The UK's best dad joke has been selected. And do you agree? And I'm going to tell you the name one. I said, I once hired a limo, but when it arrived, the guy driving it walked off. I said, excuse me, are you not going to drive me? The guy told me the price didn't include a driver. So I spent $400 on a limo and have nothing to chauffeur it. Dad joke.
Oh,
you like that one, Steve?
Boy.
That's a dad joke. You gotta like that.
That is.
They look at you like, oh, what a dumbass.
I have to use that. Oh wow.
That's the one that won it.
That one. Wow.
Yeah, that's the one that won it. I mean, I guess there wasn't a lot of competition to show for it.
Ah.
Oh, we're so stupid.
All right.
Did you ever give your kids a dad joke? Do you remember any?
I mean, dad jokes. I do dad jokes all the time, right? But it's situational. The punchline just comes to me in the moment. You know, it's not like a prep thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the dad jokes. They just come out at the time. And my daughter, you know, she's been embarrassed so many times by me.
Yeah.
And,
I know, so have I.
But I think a real dad joke is something that like a pun that you just, improv
Right.
in the moment, and everybody just goes, oh,
What an idiot.
I'm sure throughout the night I'll be making some wisecracks, which could be considered dad jokes.
Exactly. So moving on. Now we had a past guest a couple months back, Paul Garrett Proctor. All right. He came on. We did the Amityville, and I have to tell you, it actually was the most hit. We got the most hits on that show, the Amityville with Paul. And I really appreciated Paul. He lives in the UK. We've had some very good conversations. He just came out with a new book. It is called Amityville: Pure Observation, a fair review of Amityville legend. I'm finishing up reading it right now. I'm not completely done with it. He is going to be on in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to delve into more about this book here. Paul likes to really, really take a good look, but he listens to everybody's opinion. Of course, everybody's going to have different opinions about things, but he's really good about listening to people's opinions. And if you go to Amityville on the Facebook page, he watches over it. He's the guy in charge of that page on Facebook. It's a really cool little Facebook thing. I put down my little things there in my comments. I watch a lot of people's comments. Sometimes people do get in arguments on there, but then Gary, Paul, he just gets right on there, and then he takes care of the business, and everybody's happy at the end of the day. Very nice guy to talk to. He did put in there, and man, I was humbled. I told you about this, Steve. Right. I told you that he put in there that he was dedicating the book to me, and I was like, "What?" I opened it up, and I did not know that.
That's very cool. And he mentioned Graveside Paranormal.
He mentioned Graveside Paranormal. I was like, "Wow, man!" I felt really good throughout the day, but at the same time, I feel a little weird. I'm like,
no, that was so cool.
Yeah,
like your name was in that book, and I like Paul.
It was a good show, wasn't it?
It was a great show. And are we going to get him on again?
Yeah, I'm going to have him on in a couple of weeks because we're going to talk about the new book. We're going to try to we talked about the Lutz family. Let's talk more about the DeFeo family at Amityville. And because there's a lot of things that people don't know what was going on with the senior, the father, that he actually had someone come in to do an exorcism. What was the reason for that? Or he contacted somebody to do some kind of act like that. But what was the reason for it? So something must have been going on before even the murders occurred, maybe. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Paul about it, and we're going to get more into it. And I think that'll be a really, really cool show. And then also we're going to be doing Hooky Spooky Stories in this month. I got a girl by the name of Amber. She's on... she has a YouTube channel called Amber Asylum. I think that was the name of it. Correct, Amber. I'm sorry if you're hearing me if I'm wrong. She's going to be on. This girl goes out to these haunted places by herself. She went to Whisper's estate by herself, Steve.
She went to Whisper alone? She didn't bring friends?
No.
She just went to Whisper by herself?
She went there by herself and investigated Whisper's estate by herself. She can
come with us.
Yeah, just chip in,
Yeah.
But no, she does so many things on her own.
That's cool.
I'm a little concerned, because you never ever know. You get an attachment. You don't realize that you have an attachment sometimes.
Do you think we get her on a future podcast? Because I'd like to ask some questions.
I'm going to have her on Hooky Spooky Stories. She's going to talk to me about that.
All right.
So she's going to be out there. We are going to get Elliot from ACG. He is a paranormal investigator with his wife, Natalie. They're going to be coming on also, and they're going to be telling us some stories on Hooky Spooky Stories this month. They're going to be telling us some stories that they've had, some personal encounters from the investigations that they did. I think that's really, really cool. I love it when people tell you the real stories, what goes on with them and stuff like that. Couple other things that we want to talk about. Let me move this over real quick. Is Steve, let's talk about our upcoming events. Now,
All
our
right.
nightlife tour that we're doing on July 17th, Steve, which
Mhm.
I'm very excited about, getting back out
Yes.
there in the nighttime, doing these tours. Now, we did, what was the name of the tour? Tragic Innocence.
We did
We did
Tragic
that
Innocence.
daytime tour to start out.
It's a lot of fun. It's a daytime tour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was basically a tour that we like to put together, but we had to test the waters. We had to see if people wanted to go back out,
Mhm.
and we sold out for it, which I'm very, very proud of.
Everyone had a good time too.
Oh man, it was a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
we got a lot of cool reviews. A lot of people really enjoyed it. And then next thing I know, we put out the nightlife tour, which we are doing July 17th.
I'm ready for that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah,
We didn't do one in October because of this whole COVID thing, and now we're ready. I mean, we can't wait till October. We're going to do it in July, and it's going to be awesome. We have the Anahata out there and all of our equipment. So for folks who are interested in tours, you know, Neal and I are talking about doing a few more. We don't know when, before October maybe, but we do investigative tours. And so the experience that you have is that of an investigator. We take you through all of the big hauntings on the southwest side of Chicago suburbs and so forth. And there's a lot. Lot has to do with Al Capone, has to do with a lot of history that Chicago has, a violent history. But we take you out and we give you equipment. We don't give you, we loan you the equipment. So we have EMFs, we have EVPs, we have our custom equipment like the Anahata, the DeWatt box, which is a new box that we have. You'll see that in our upcoming videos that we're in the process of editing.
Neal, go ahead.
No, we went out to a couple of new places that we'll get into talking about tonight, like the Gold Star, and we went to the Roth House.
Yeah, we are going to definitely talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about our encounters there.
But I just want to say, when we have these tours, we're selling out. It's a lot of fun, especially the nighttime. You know, we had a lot of fun during the daytime too. The daytime tour is great. The nightlife tour, we have a lot of fun, and when we have those, jump on it because we're doing a limited amount of them as we're getting back in the swing of things. But they sell out real quick. So when we put the ad out, it takes a couple days and we're sold out. So keep tuned.
And one of the things a lot of people don't know, and that's great that you put that out there, Steve. You know, it's not like we're trying to pat ourselves on the back. The thing I do pat ourselves on the back is we actually, in my belief, we have the best show going out there. No doubt about it.
Good show.
And let me explain to everybody what we do. Okay, we videotape you. We make you part of the show. We give you equipment. We take you to places where you're going to be able to investigate. Like we're going to start off right at the Forge. We're going to give people equipment. We're going to videotape things. Then the next following Saturday, the next following weekend, you are going to be highlighted on our YouTube channel. And you'll be on our YouTube channel, and you're going to find out what you were looking for. So if all of a sudden you get an EVP or something like that happens at the Forge, which we did do. If you go to our Tragic Innocence tour that was at the Forge, there was a young lady and her mom who heard the voice of that lady that we caught, where she goes,
yeah, the presenting ghost.
You see the reaction of that little girl, man.
Right.
She's like,
and that's what we heard.
Yeah,
you guys heard it. My hearing's so bad. I didn't hear it until we had the recording and we amplified it. I heard it.
And then we go in that back room and we take out the SLS of the guy who hung himself in the back room, and we do an Anahata session. We do have 40 people, so I have to be honest with you. We keep it kind of limited because we are on a time schedule, but we're going to try to get as many EVPs as we can so that people can do them. It'll be in small little groups. But the experience that you're going to get is you're part of the show. The shows that you see on TV, we're bringing that to you.
Right.
That's what we do. I want to make it as much entertaining as you possibly can. When me and Steve do this, we actually love doing what we do, man. I really do. I love seeing the looks on people's face when they actually hear something paranormal or supernatural, and they're like this, oh my God. You know, it's really awesome. It's really, really cool. And some of the other things that we're going to be talking about is, let's talk about Parapalooza 3, Steve. The Roth House.
Parapalooza 3.
Pull that up for a second. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, and I'm going to talk more about Parapalooza after I'm done with events. I'm going to talk more about the Roth House in a minute, once we're done with events. Now, we are going to be doing this on September 18th. What we're going to be doing, it's going to be an open house from 10 a.m. to about 7 p.m. It's going to be $10. You cannot buy the tickets online for this part of it. There are 2 parts to this. Actually, there's 3 parts to this. What we're going to be doing is a walkthrough, and equipment will be on every floor, and you're going to be able to use our equipment as you walk through, and it's only $10 for the walkthrough. We're going to be running it every 15 minutes. Every 15, 20 minutes, we're going to try to run it through, Steve. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have people go through it, and what we're going to do at the end, if you have an EVP, Steve will be down at the bottom, and you can then load it up, and we're going to send it to your email. That way you can see what you found or hear what you found. And then you can send it back to us and say, hey, Neal, Steve, I think I hear this. And then you're going to be able to keep that as like a memento of your experience, which I think is awesome. It was a great or what, Steve, when we do these?
Neal, it was awesome. Tell people about the Roth House. They might not know what the Roth House is.
No, I'm going to get into that, right now. All right.
Okay.
But I just want to explain to people about the Roth House, okay? And Steve's absolutely right. So people don't realize, a lot of people who are in the paranormal community or supernatural community know already about the history of the Roth House, okay? For those of you who don't, this is a very interesting story. Back in the late 19th century, there was a girl by the name of Mary Roth who was acting out. She was cutting herself. She only felt better. She put leeches on her head. She was talking in voices. She was put in an asylum, and she died there at the age of 18 years of age. Could this girl have been channeling spirits? Might not have been having a psychiatric problem? Could spirits been channeling through her? And she was acting out. That's supposedly how she felt better. Something about her blood. She loved seeing her blood.
She kept cutting herself and said that she had to bleed herself clean.
Yeah, and she put leeches on her temples of her head to get some of that blood out. She said it would help her. And so she was put in an asylum, and she died in the asylum. One of the things was that when she was in the asylum, these places were actually cruel. It was in Mantino. These places were cruel, man. Mm-hmm. They would put people in a cold bath. Oh, no, a hot bath first. Mm-hmm. And then they put them in a cold bath for many hours and just leave you there. It's almost like disciplinary. Right. And they would put them in these small little cages. They also put people in these chairs where they put a hood over your head or a box over your head, basically to so you. That's
for deprivation.
Yeah, definitely a deprivation, definitely. But you want to know what's interesting about that is a lot of paranormal groups, they use that today. And I was actually thinking about using something like that. And I'll talk to you, Steve, a little bit later about that. It's an idea. It's one of my think tank things. So let me move more on to this story. So then she dies at the age of about 18 years of age. Mm-hmm. And she, about 13 years later, there's a girl who lives in the same neighborhood in Watseka, Illinois. She's about 14 years of age. She starts having the same issues where she's channeling and she's acting out, and people don't know what to do with her. Now, the Lorancy Venom house and the Mary Roth house are not that far apart.
So this other girl is Lorancy Venom.
Correct. The second girl is Lorancy Venom.
Yeah, I got a picture of them.
All right, please put that up. So on your left side is Lorancy Venom. On your right side is Mary Roth, the original girl who died of 18 years of age, okay? And when she died about 13 years later, or something like 10 years later, Lorancy Venom started having the same issues of acting out, speaking in voices, speaking, sometimes people said in tongue, what people would call in tongue, where it sounded like a different language. So Asa Roth, the original father of Mary Roth, he heard what was going on with Lorancy Roth. And he went to the Venom home. And he brought in a Dr. Stevens, W.M. Stevens, with him, and he could do he could hypnotize people,
right?
Just like Steve. Just so you know, Steve's a hypnotist. And don't do that. Oh my God. So you're gonna lose weight, Neal. I'm telling you, you're gonna lose weight.
Give me money. Just kidding.
Yeah. No, please. So what happened was he hypnotized her, and different people came out. Like a girl came out, an older lady, I forget the name, different voices. But then she said there was another girl who was familiar to someone in the community or in the room.
And all the voices were deceased people, right?
Correct. And I think one of them's last name was Hogan, a female named Hogan. Mm-hmm. And she went, and all of a sudden, supposedly the spirit of Mary Roth went inside of Lorancy Venom, and she took over the body. She possessed the body. And she recognized her father, who was there at the Venom house, Asa Roth. What's odd is when supposedly Mary Roth entered the body of Lorancy Venom, she was mentioning cousins and this and that, things that are inside the house that only the Roth family would know. A hat. There was some other things, people's nicknames.
Like nicknames. And,
nicknames, stuff like that. What was going on? She recognized, and she said that she was Mary Roth. One of the things that she said when she first inhabited the body of Lorancy Venom, because she was a cutter who cuts themselves, she looked over her left arm and she said, "This isn't my arm," because she had scars on there from cutting. So she had those on there. She goes, "This isn't my arm. My arm's in the ground." So she noticed that she was not in the body of her old self of Mary Roth, that she was in Lorancy Venom's body. And she explained that Lorancy Venom was taken by the angels and went to heaven to heal the spirit, to heal itself. And then for 100 days, Mary Roth inhabited the body. It's a really, really interesting story. We did film there. I actually did get some EVPs. Where did I get some of these EVPs? This is just some of the EVPs that I got. And this is from the basement. Just so you know, Asa Roth, the father, was big into spiritualism. Now, actually, the Fox sisters, I don't know if people are familiar with the story of the Fox sisters, actually started the movement of spiritualism. And when the movement of spiritualism, there's a long story to it, and I don't mean to say people's names without telling the whole story. But spiritualism started in the middle 19th century, okay? And in the late 19th century, the Lorancy Venom, Mary Roth began. So some of the voices, when they're doing spiritualism, people are opening up things inside this house. This is my belief, Graveside Paranormal belief, Steve's belief.
Yep.
If you open up something, sometimes people open up things, they don't know how to close it. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There's no such thing as an expert. I don't care who you have. There is no such thing as an expert. There are people who are knowledgeable. Yeah, you want to know why? Because they keep researching certain things, and the same things keep happening. So that's how they get certain ideas about it. I'm not an expert. Steve's not an expert. We're researchers.
No, we investigate. And
we investigate it. It's what we like to do. Just like a lot of you people who are watching these videos that we do, you like watching what we do. And, you know, it's great meeting other people like yourselves. And, you know, everybody has the same interests. And it's really, really awesome. So what
we got a question. We got a question recently about what does it take to be a paranormal investigator? Go out and investigate the paranormal.
Well, here I'm going to give you an exact answer. Your interest. That is all you need. You have an interest in something. Don't let it hold you back. Go ahead and do it.
But be careful.
But But be careful what you do.
Right.
Like sometimes I'm gonna tell everybody a quick story real quick, and I'll get right back to this. So I one time, because I work midnights doing my normal job, right? And I felt, I've actually had this happen twice in my lifetime. Something entered inside my room, and you can feel the energy. It was such an evil energy. It's like it came inside the room to see who I was. That's the feeling that I got. Not that I'm some great person or anything like that, or pat myself on the back, but it's a feeling. You get this feeling. And I could feel it in my room. And for whatever reason, for every time that this has happened, it's only happened two. For the two times, it always goes up in a corner. And I don't know why this thing does this. But the chill that you get and the uncontrollable shake that you get is unbelievable. Now, I have a friend of mine who's a demonologist. He doesn't like to talk about himself or anything like that. He does his work. He does not like to be popular. But I talked to him. And he's told me, he said, Neal, just say by the blood of Jesus Christ. Now, I understand there's not a lot of people who have faith out there, and I get that. And I'm not going to knock you. You are what you are, and you do what you do. But do be careful of the interest that you have to go out there. Do not, and I'm recommending, do not go to a place like Whispers Estate right off the bat.
Or Sally House.
Or the Sally. No, don't go to the Sally House off the bat.
No.
Go on some of these things that they advertise, or go on like our tours and stuff like that, and ask the questions of how maybe I should start this off. Remember, this was this was interesting for me because when I was young, certain things happened, and I've told this story a million times. But if you want to be a paranormal investigator, and I love how people throw out the word investigator. It's not like, you're a person who has interest in this, okay? You're investigating that, okay, fine. But you're more of a researcher, and you're going out there and you're enjoying what you do. So I hope I answered the question. That it seemed like I answered that question enough.
Yeah, and the only thing I would add is, talk to other people, watch podcasts like this, see what other people are doing, learn from them too. Some of the things that I've learned along my way is how to protect yourself, what not to do, what to do. The community is big. There's a lot of people interested in the paranormal. It might not be something everybody wants to talk about unless you want to talk about it. Then, like, if you find somebody who wants to talk about it and you want to talk about it, it's going to be like the whole night and more.
Yeah, you're going to find people like yourself who are going to talk about it. And then one day you're just going to talk to that person and go, hey man, want to go to the cemetery?
But if you but say you're at a party and like a wedding or something, and a reception, not everybody's going to want to be into that.
Some people are going to look at you like you're a nutball. And
but look, the people who are into this, you're going to know. It's like a radar. Yeah. You're going to say something, they're going to say something, the conversation's just going to start moving in that direction, and you're going to have a new friend.
Yeah.
But get out there, investigate, but be safe and talk to other people. Listen to what the experiences that other people have had, and maybe don't start off at Sally House. Don't start off at Whispers.
No, just go on some of these tours. Go on some of these tours and start to figure it out. I would
come out to our tour and get the investigative experience. We have equipment that we can train you to use. So you use it a couple times, you're going to get it. An EMF, an EVP. Ask us questions about our anahata. You might create something yourself. You might create a ITC device, like we did.
The thing is, Steve, is that when we do our tours, we're very thorough about, like, I explain to people how to use the EVP correctly.
Yep.
Very thorough about everything. I explain EMFs. I explain EVPs. You explain the anahata box. We explain other things. Once again, I don't have all the answers for everything.
I don't either.
Together, we'll figure some things out, and some things we won't know. Because
if you're looking for an expert, you're not going to find one.
You're never going to find one. I'm sorry,
If you're-
but you're never. You're going to find somebody who has experience in certain things. Yes.
If you're looking to be an expert, you're not probably going to meet that goal. But what you are going to do is you're going to have, it's a big puzzle, and there's a lot of missing pieces, and you might be an important piece in that puzzle by going out there and doing it. But I don't think one person can have to know exactly what's going on. This is like the paranormal is like the mind of God, right? Like, how are we going to understand, with our mortal mind, everything that's going on?
And the thing is, ladies and
with
gentlemen,
the perspective we have of being in a physical body and not remembering, our spiritual past. I don't know.
See, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it begins. Okay.
Yeah.
We start talking about stuff like this, and
we're going to go on a tangent.
We all start getting very deep. Alcohol starts getting rampant, and then next thing you know, everybody's
this is non-alcoholic.
All these different scenarios.
There's no alcohol.
But let's move on to stay with the Roth House though. But what I was getting down in the basement is girl's voice. I could not make it out. I did go through other EVPs, and we're working on getting done with the video for that. I'm getting a male's voice down there. They say down in the basement there is a dominant male. There was a different show that was out there. I think it was called Ghost Realm. I was watching that because I try to watch everybody's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That way I have some kind of knowledge of what I'm walking into. I don't try to be the guy who goes, "Oh, I know what I'm doing." No, I don't know. And so I try to review other people's things, and they say that there's some guy that's down in the basement with sharp teeth. And there was two psychics who both said the same thing. It was a very interesting story. So there is something definitely going on there. So once again, we are going to do walkthrough tours. But then at 8 o'clock, we are going to just be doing for 12 people.
Again, this is at the Roth House.
The Roth House on September 18th.
Parapalooza 3.
Parapalooza 3. We are going to have vendors, psychics, readers all throughout the day. We are going to have, which is awesome, Ghostly Podcast with Pat and Rebecca. They are going to be out there. Pat and Rebecca have one of the best podcasts that are out there. We were on there once. The way they talk to each other, they just do very well on the communication. They're just really good people. They are going to be out there. Ghostly Podcast. We're trying to get someone else as well. We're trying to get some other entertainment out there. We are going to have some food out there. We are going to have vendors out there. And the one cool thing is at 8 o'clock, we are going to take 12 people. Only 12. We can only keep it limited to 12 people. It will be $120.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be great, though.
What you're going to get, let me explain to them what we're going to get, is that you're going to get filmed. You're going to be in your own show. We're going to film the whole thing. You're going to use our equipment. You can bring your own equipment. I don't care. That's up to you. But you're allowed to use all our equipment, and we're going to go till 3 a.m. Now, here's the interesting thing. For those of you who have never heard of this before, we are going to do a thing at Parapalooza, thing called scrying. Scrying, we built a thing called a scrying box. We were supposed to use it last Halloween.
And then COVID came.
So what happened is we have these fog machines, and we put them inside there. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to call upon spirits, and people are flashing photography and this and that, trying to get an outline or a picture of that spirit. It's
kind of like with the Anahata, where the sound is manipulated by the spirits so that they can communicate with us, so that they create a voice over the machine. Right. Well, with the Scrybox, the spirits manipulate the fog to create an image. So you might see a face, you might see a full body apparition. That's the reason why people will be taking pictures. We have a box set up where we can actually create a controlled flow of fog. And then we invite the spirits through would you call it a ritual?
Yeah. Well, we're going to do something. It's a kind of a little surprise. I did do some research on a story that happened around the Salem witch trials era. Wasn't in Salem, but it was on that same kind of thought process where people thought people were witches and this and that, and something happened. And but on the day of the 18th, you'll find out more. I don't want to give too much of away. If I give too much away, it's like, opening a present the day before Christmas, which is
No.
Or no,
We have something very exciting.
Yes.
But that tour, the investigative experience, again, how many hours are we going to be doing it?
We're going to be doing it from 8 till 3 a.m.
So
Once again,
we're going to the witching hour, to the devil's hour.
Yeah, until the devil's hour. Okay, you're going to hit the witch's hour to the devil's hour. Guaranteed.
In one of the most haunted places. Well,
yeah. Well,
it's kind of an interesting haunt.
What it is, it's an interesting story.
There's energy there.
The thing is because of spiritualism, people have opened up a lot of things inside this place. Our friend Jack Chavez, he actually went there, and he said that he went had a table that was levitating inside the place. I talked to him, and I talked to Tony Sabowski, and he told me, he goes, man, this place here, he goes, there's activity. A lot of things is that sometimes you'll go into a place and you don't think you have activity, but I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, from the evidence that I am getting from the thing in Watsika at the Roth House, there's something definitely going on there.
All of our EVPs, all of our video evidence, stuff that you don't see it while you're in an investigation.
Like one of the EVPs I was listening to the other day, my wife Sue, she was inside this room, and it was on the second floor, and you hear this girl's voice saying, "Take me to the mirror." It says it just like this: "Take me to the mirror." I'm like, this what? When I hear those things, I get the goosebumps and I get excited, But
that's such a weird thing, like EVP phenomenon. You and I have gone to a lot of different places and done a lot of different investigations, and I've never done anything like this until I met you.
Right.
And I've been a skeptic, even when I built like the first chakra box. It was more of like, is this just the brain, creating an illusion, an auditory illusion? Being a hypnotist, I'm thinking, well, maybe that's possible.
Right.
Not at all what we experience. Like we're getting real answers. We get some people walk up and talk to this thing, and they talk to, a deceased loved one.
Like that video that we talked about.
Yeah.
People, what's the odd thing is that I would have thought that we would have had 1 million hits on that one thing.
We have the really coolest video, everybody.
I'm telling you,
on our YouTube channel. It's called Direct Spirit Communication.
And it's our Graveside Paranormal YouTube channel.
Gotta see this video.
I'm telling you.
We had some lady, we didn't even know. She walked up and started having a conversation with her deceased mother-in-law. This is the kind of stuff that I started to experience after hanging out with Neal.
And then the thing is, we had the same thing happen at the country house.
With Lynn Banks, the manager.
I didn't even know her last name, and all of a sudden it comes up. We know Banks.
Oh,
Lynn
and
Banks.
then you get like Jack in the room, Jack Chavez.
Yeah.
The Anahata won't shut up. It's like Jack.
I keep saying Jack. Yeah, that was at the
there's something we got to explore.
Church.
Yeah. There's a message that is trying to come through the Anahata for Jack. We got to figure out what that is.
Yeah, definitely. Now, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, put up the Roth House thing again for Parapalooza.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you a good time. Every time when I try to throw any kind of party, either it be in my home or doing something like this, I want to make sure that you walk away going, hey, man, I had a really cool time. Thank you very much. I like seeing more smiles on faces of people just walking out. I really do. And just people that have a good time. It's very important to me. But once again, the full investigation of the Roth House is at 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. It's $120, 12 spots available. You're going to be able to use our equipment, use our brand new DeWatt box. You're going to use SLS cameras. You're going to be able to use our Anahata. You are going to be filmed. So the next following, within a month, because
you'll be highlighted.
You're going to have a memory
channel.
Yeah.
On our YouTube video documentary, you are going to be highlighted. We're going to give everybody who goes on this, and it's limited. Right? We have limited seats for this.
Yeah,
it is $120, but we're talking about there's a portal here at the Roth House. There's something going on. We want to have people who are very serious about this join us and be part of it.
Yeah. And then you can also do the walkthrough from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Meet some of these vendors, the psychics, the readers, the people who are selling some really cool supernatural things, and just have a good time. Now let's move on. Yeah, keep that up there, will you, Steve? Tickets are actually going to probably within 7 to 10 days are going to go on sale.
Yeah, so stay posted on Facebook, and if you follow us on YouTube, you probably just see our Spirits by the Graveside podcast and our documentaries. If you have Facebook, follow us there too. And look, anybody who's not following us on YouTube, you should. We have not just this podcast, we have investigations where Neal takes us to places and they lock us inside of those places for the night. And we've gone to many bars. One of them we'll talk about today.
Yeah, we're about to talk about. He's going to keep up the thing about Parapalooza 3.
Yeah.
But let's talk about.
Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube.
Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Anchor FM. We're on Apple Podcast for our Spirits by the Graveside. But we're not done yet.
We're not.
What did I say, Steve?
Not yet.
Did I do a bite?
Oh.
All right, so let's tell you about our new tours for October. We've put a lot of thought into this stuff, Steve. We want people to have a great time this year. Yes. So we are going to be doing our regular nightlife tour that we started off with some years back, about 5-6 years ago. Okay, that's really done well. We're going to have that on Fridays and Saturday nights. We are going to be doing a new thing with Mr. Jack Chavez. He and someone else is going to be doing a pub crawl in Wicker Park, and we're going to call it Wicked Park. Jack is a very good, talented guy who is very well spoken. This is Jack right here. He helped us over here at the Gold Star, helped us investigate it. He is going to be your tour guide for Wicked Park. We're going to be doing that. It's going to be a walking pub crawl in October. It's going to be really, really cool. Those seats are very limited. We're going to probably only do up to about 30 people on that. Now, the other tour that we're going to be doing, we are going to be doing a new thing, and also Jack's going to be doing this. He's going to be doing it with our main girl, Shelly, as we call her. She is going to be, her and Jack is going to be doing a thing called our Trick or Treat tour. Our Trick or Treat tour is going to be a half haunted tour, half haunted house. We're going to take you to one of those really fun haunted houses, and we're going to also do part of a regular ghost tour. That's going to be called our Trick or Treat tour. So those things are going to be out there. And now we are going to have back our Daytime Dead tour with our host, the King of Paranormal, Robert Tresiak, and Bob, Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob. And he's going to be doing that with Jack. Jack is moving around, man. He's getting around doing lots of things. So he's going to be out
everywhere.
There. Jack everywhere.
Jack is everywhere. He's very knowledgeable.
Yes.
He's like, for the folks who are getting into the paranormal and they're looking for someone to listen to, of course, there's us. Jack is somebody you want to connect with. And what is he with? Is it Paranormal Chicago or Chicago?
Paranormal Chicago. He has his own thing, Paranormal Chicago. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, he's very knowledgeable of things, and he loves to talk about anything paranormal, supernatural, UFOs, cryptids. He was on a couple of our shows. He's awesome. I love talking with the guy. I've had him over at my house. Just a good guy to have. So he's going to be your tour guide for some of those things as well. And we're going to be there helping him out at all times, because that's what we do. We help each other. Teamwork, that's what counts. So those are going to be our October ones. Now, let's talk about in October, part of Jack's Wicked Park tour is going to be at the Gold Star. Now, I got an email a couple months back from the owner of the Gold Star, and he asked me, could I come there and see what's going on, to see what kind of paranormal, supernatural events are going on at the Gold Star. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gold Star and the paranormal stuff, it's real. I'm going to tell you that right now. That stuff is real. We went there, we caught some things, and Jack will tell you, me and Jack heard disembodied voice of a girl. We caught a lot of very good EVPs. I went there by myself because what I do is I go there by myself sometimes to a lot of these places, and I do a preliminary investigation by myself. I will not, and I'm telling you the honest God truth, I will not do a second investigation unless I find anything on a preliminary tour, period. I will not. Right off the bat, I'm getting a girl's voice. This place here, the Gold Star, was a speakeasy.
Hey, that girl's voice, was it in Polish?
Well, that's the thing, is it was a Polish community. No, it did not speak in Polish. I don't know Polish that well. I've heard Polish. I know how to do the Happy Birthday song.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's Polish, so I know that. And the thing is that it was a speakeasy back in the day, and it was also a house of ill repute. They basically had hookers. Prostitutes.
Hookers. Ladies of the night.
It's a 4-story building. And things are going to happen in places in the past. It was originally established in 1933. One of the things I want to point out about a lot of these bars that are in the Wicked Park area, you're going to see a sign on majority of all of them, 1933 established. The reason behind the reason is because on December 5th, 1933, that's when Prohibition ended. So when you see that, that's why they say the thing established on there. So back to the Gold Star. Now, it's located at 1755 West Division. And the first person who owned it in 1933 was a lady by the name of Vlasa Vukovic. Okay. And it's stories of a guy who got shot in that doorway right now. He either tried to rob the place. There's also a paranormal event of a girl inside there. I forget if it's a blue dress or a purple dress. I do apologize. There are other things. A man in a wicker.
Was it a green dress?
Green dress, yeah. And so I do apologize for that. There is something definitely going on in that Gold Star. We went down in that basement, and in our SLS, we are getting. Do you have some of the pictures from, or no? You got the pictures from the rough, and we'll get back to that in a second. Showing that was
But here's like
show the pictures of the Gold Star. This is when we went to the Gold Star, and we were doing our investigation. You see that guy on your left, that big-headed guy. That's me, and that's Jack on the right. That is the area where me and Jack heard a disembodied voice of a young lady. That is the area. You see me holding the SLS camera right there. We were picking up a lot of EMF for whatever reason, ladies and gentlemen, throughout that whole place. We were either always solid at yellow, or it was communicating with us going to red. That place there, I recommend you to go to it, because look at the way this is a throwback, ladies and gentlemen. What you're looking at is history.
This is they call it a dive bar, but yeah, it's history. And
this is history. That ceiling that is there, like over at the Forge in Blue Island, those are original ceilings. Those floors there are original floors. That some those bricks, of course, are original bricks. It is actually a really cool place. I enjoyed it. And then there's a basement, and there's 3 other floors to the place. And when we went up to the 3rd floor, because it was empty, because he has a condo up there, the owner.
Oh yeah.
Michelle, when we were doing a session up there, she started getting very emotional about there was another girl, and she was feeling the emotion. It felt like she was getting the emotions of this girl, and she started to almost like cry. Mm-hmm. So there is something really going on, and we're going to have that video out pretty soon as well. But that down in that basement area, we were doing the SLS, and out of nowhere, I'm doing the SLS, I was doing the SLS, you were doing the camera behind me, and all of a sudden this white little object starts coming into the SLS. And he caught it on camera, and I caught it on the SLS. I'm like, what the hell is that? It was orb shaped. I'm not going to say it was an orb, but it was weird. It was odd. You can definitely feel like something happened down in the basement area, unknown to us, of course, of what happened. But it's actually a really cool thing. What are the things that we talk about? The Gold Star, the Roth House. What do you think about the Gold Star, Steve?
Yeah. The Gold Star's definitely got a spooky vibe to it. If you're just interested in checking out a historical bar with all the hype, check it out. If you're in the Chicago area, it's in Wicker Park. But from a ghost hunter or a paranormal investigator perspective, you guys heard disembodied voices.
Yes, more than once.
The problem with I can't hear these things. I don't have the ability to. I have really bad hearing, too much loud music, and in my youth, and I just can't hear the same frequencies that you guys can hear.
Right.
But when we play it back on a recording and we amplify it, I can hear these voices.
Right.
And I'm like, to experience that in real time, like you guys do, wow. And if people who are interested in investigating ghosts and checking stuff out, and you're in the Chicago area, up north, check it out. You may hear some disembodied voices.
And
definitely sit down in that.
It's a very good area. It's a very nice area. I like the area.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
This sofa here, if you're at the Gold Star, sit over there and see what you experience. Because I think, Neal, you were sitting here in that sofa in the corner there when you heard that voice.
Yes. And that's when the EMFs were going off. That spot there's a girl there. I'm telling you, there's a spirit of a girl that is there.
Is it a hooker?
Is it a hooker? I don't know.
A hooker ghost?
A hooker ghost. All right.
I don't know.
We're moving on. So I want you to show everybody, show the Roth House, show the SLS. I want to explain.
Yeah. So we were at the Roth House, and here, I'll throw this up.
All right. So right there, I got the SLS, and I had it pointed towards these lamps. And I'm getting them both on two lamps. And you can see Michelle's arms back there, and she's moving it around, just so I can pick her up. One of the things that's odd is I don't know if it's the outline of a lamp that's there's some kind of software, or if we are picking up something, but it was on both lamps. So we're going to have to test that back on like a lamp in one of our houses or something like that.
What we should have done, we should have picked up the lamp and moved it, and then see if the entity showing on the SLS.
I'm recording this.
Because
the thing on the right is Michelle. Just so everybody knows, the figure on the right-hand side of our right is Michelle.
I just paused it because of the voices and stuff that are in the background.
Yeah, but these are some of the things that you're going to find at the Roth House.
And so the folks who are listening to this broadcast on like Spotify or Anchor, go to our YouTube channel and check out the video. We're actually showing a video of Neal holding SLS and an anomaly appearing on the screen, like right where the lampshade is. And what we're trying to figure out is, was this a software glitch maybe?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet, but we're going through evidence, and this is one of the things that we experienced while investigating the Roth House.
And then the other thing is, do we have the SLS on there over that little figure that was over the mirror? And remember,
the EVP that I got. That's stuff that folks are going to have to wait till our documentary comes out. I did not put it into the podcast tonight.
Right.
But yeah, we did see an image show up in the mirror. And what's interesting about that image showing up in the mirror is the EVP that you collected, right?
Yeah.
That said, "Take me to the mirror."
Right.
So I forgot and I'll put you on the spot. I don't mean to do that. But if you remember, there's like, what is because we were at Whispers Estate, and there were mirrors all over the place. And you told me
Pareidolia.
about
Pareidolia.
the pareidolia. Pareidolia is where, like, if you look at a cloud and see a rabbit, right? It's like the trick of the brain.
Pareidolia.
I'm talking about
what's the name of the word when people try to work through mirrors?
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but I found it very interesting. You know, we're gonna have to do like a
psychomantium. It's called psychomantium.
Psychomantium. Yeah.
Psychomantium, where people work through mirrors.
Right, and that the spirits can travel through the mirrors, right?
Correct.
It's like a dimensional thing, like they interdimensional travel. Correct. So we were at the Whispers Estate. There are mirrors all over the place. I don't know if the Roth House, you know, there's something going on with the mirrors and stuff.
All we had was one mirror. All we had, so I don't know. Maybe.
But they talked about it in EVP.
Yeah.
Like when you get a disembodied voice talking
about a mirror
on a recording about a mirror, and we got a, you know, SLS evidence of an image, you know, a stick figure showing up in the mirror.
True. Very true.
What are the chances, you know?
No. So let's do a recap. Put up the picture of the Roth House. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Graveside Paranormal presents Parapalooza 3 at the Roth House on Saturday, September 18th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. There's going to be vendors, psychics, and readers. Remember, regular walkthrough will be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That'll be $10. You're going to be able to use our EVPs, and you're going to send it to your email, and we're going to put it up and send it to your email, and then you can listen to it at home. There'll be a full investigation of the Roth House at 8 p.m. till 3 a.m., and it'll be $120 for 12 spots. We're going to record everything, and then you're going to be put on our YouTube channel after we're done going through all the evidence. And then it might take up to a month, but it will get done, and your email will be sent out to you when that part will be done. We do not, and I'm going to put that right out there, we cannot do it within a week. It doesn't work like that because you have to slowly go through all this evidence. And I want to make sure that you guys are able to get everything that you paid for. That's what I want to make sure that you do. The other thing is Ghostly Podcast. Put up Ghostly Podcast, Steve. Pat and Rebecca. Awesome. They're going to be out there. They are going to be doing their podcast out there. They're going to be joining us as well. We're hoping to get someone else as well. I am trying to get some other things out there to just more entertainment. I'm waiting for a couple phone calls to get back to me. We're going to see if we can get that. And once again, our October tours, as well as our nightlife tour, that's on July 17th. And we hope that the people who are going to be out there, that we're all, there we go. We have the nightlife tour right there. Very good, Steve. And that's going to be basically on the 17th. We may have another one in August. It's just that we got a lot of evidence we have to go through, and we got to get ready for Parapalooza 3. So
if you guys want something in August, leave us a message on our Facebook, you know, put a comment up. Let us know if you're interested.
You know, if you guys want, we give.
We'll do it if there's a demand.
If there's a demand. I mean, there's a demand out there. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is that I want to do another one, and I'm thinking about doing it on a Friday night. I think I have to do it on a Friday night in August, because in September we're going to do Parapalooza, and then the next month we're going to be going Friday, Saturday nights. We're going to be going and doing all our tours. So we'll see if we can put out one for August. We'll see what we can do.
Hey, Neal.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a picture up.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me something about this picture.
Okay.
I don't want to forget about it because it's creepy.
Creepy. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about this. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, a couple of days ago, Division 1 at the Cook County Jail, okay, it was being demolished. And it was called H Block. And that's the oldest one. That was the original city lockup. That was what was built because they had so many people that were locked up, okay? The image that you're seeing in front of you used to be called the old RTU unit, okay? Back in the day, it was a Division 8 RTU unit. Look right at the center near the left side door. You're going to see a shadow person. Now, I worked in that building for years. I remember a guy, another officer, telling me about he was on a wing or a dorm called C4. And he told me how he saw this figure going back and forth, left to right, all the way in the back of the building. He said that he's seen it more than once. So here's the original picture. What happened here was there was a lady who was going through the building, and she had to take pictures of how the building looked after so many years. And this picture of this shadow person showed up. So Division 1 has been being knocked down. That place there, the Division 1, was very haunted. They would say that there was a boy up in the rafters that people would see. Doors would open and close. Doors would be banged on. There was actually the old electric chair that was there at the time, old Sparky. They hung people over near the southeast corner of Division 1 back in the day. There were actual people were executed. That did happen. So I'm glad you put that up. I totally forgot that we put that up, and I'm sorry about that. But that is definitely some. I'm going to say that's a shadow
Spooky,
person.
man.
I'm going to say that's a shadow person.
That's a shadow person.
There's no other. There's nothing else, because I know that there's no way in that building there that people could have done anything. Right. There's no way. There's no way. I know that as a fact. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
do you want to do the call?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my. Is anybody who wants to call, the number is 708-227-7747. We will take a couple calls for a couple minutes. Not too long. I did promise my wife I was going to make some cheeseburgers tonight on the grill. So
I got 6 people like right now looking at this broadcast. Come on, guys, give us a call. Let's talk.
Ask us a question. Be
part of the show. Be part of the show.
If you don't want to, we'll give it a couple minutes.
Give it a couple minutes, because like right now, there's a delay. So
right, sure, no problem.
Ask us about our upcoming events. Maybe tell us a story, something spooky that you experienced.
Like a spooky story.
Yeah.
Never ever know.
As we're waiting for that, we got this. We got Parapalooza coming up. We got some tours coming up. Hopefully, we'll do one, guys. Neal works his ass off, and getting everything together. There's a lot of work that goes into doing Parapalooza, and to doing the tours, and to doing these investigations. And I want to do something other than the nightlife tour in July.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'll do it if there's a demand. We're gonna do one. We'll do one in August if there's a demand.
You know what I feel like we're doing right now? I feel we're like in a Jerry Lewis telethon.
We are in a telethon.
Put up things.
Paranormal telethon.
708-227-7747.
Let's support Neal. Let's support Neal.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that said, I don't think we're going to be getting any callers in, Steve, and that's fine. That's cool. We put the message out. So, ladies and gentlemen,
where is Mitch? Where's Mitch Jenkins?
I haven't heard from him in a while. Where's Mitch been?
We got to find Mitch Jenkins to call in. He has back. If anybody's following our show for a while, back in the day when we first started, right when COVID broke out, Mitch Jenkins in Georgia used to call us, and he kind of disappeared. I don't know if a UFO got him or what.
Something got him. Maybe a Bigfoot.
Anyway.
Well, with that being said, ladies, thanks for listening. We do appreciate it. Listen to us on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify, Anchor FM, Apple Podcast, Facebook Live. And join us for Parapalooza 3 at the Roth House in Watseka, Illinois. I guarantee you a good time. I guarantee you.
Yep.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always,
Happy Independence Day. Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
Boo.
Ooh. Oh, hold on. I got to do that. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. But as always, boys and girls, boo. Take us out, Steve.